Okay guys, I know it's been a while since I've made a video. As you can see here, I got a full-time guy hired. Kind of came last week. A little bit of background on this. I actually was going to have a guy come down next spring out of Washington. He's a retired heavy equipment mechanic. And I was kind of planning on him coming, and I was just going to go through this winter, and get by. And I didn't really want somebody coming in here that didn't want to, I don't know. I don't know what to think, I don't have the nicest shop. It's not the warmest place. And I thought, that guy probably get down here and it's colder than hell and think, I don't want to do this crap, But anyway, so I put that off. Said, I'll probably work something out next spring. And anyway, last week, my daughter's got a boyfriend. He's 18 years old. My daughter's going to college up in Corvallis to be a veterinarian, and OSU. And this kid here, he graduated, and he was working for a diesel pickup shop, and seemed like a hard worker and a good kid. And all of a sudden, he comes up to me one day, and it was the night before. It was last Tuesday night, because I walked into the kitchen, told the wife, I said, I'm going to bed early because I'm getting up at 3 in the morning, and I'm going down by Bernie to get that dresser dozer together. And this kid's name here, his name's Trent. He said, well, you want some help? And I said, well, I guess. And anyhow, I said, be here at about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, because I'm rolling out of here at 4 in the morning. So he was there, he actually decided to just sleep on the couch, and I got him up that morning, and we took off, and we went down there, and we got the dresser dozer. We spent, we worked till dark that night, and we just went back into Bernie and stayed the night in a motel in Bernie. And I knew I worked him pretty hard because we went to the bowling alley and ate, and we went back to our motel room, and he laid down on the couch. I went in and took a shower, jumped back into the bed, and I couldn't even wake him up. I had to wake him up in the morning to get him into the shower. But anyway, he worked hard. He helped out. He did good. He's got a lot to learn. He's a young mechanic. He's only 18. I don't expect him to know everything. Put him on a pickup here the other day, and he did some things wrong, but overall, he took too long, which I was expected. I can't expect somebody who's hasn't done it as much as me to just be able to knock it out, but that's the whole thing. We got to teach him, we got to teach him how to do things more efficiently, faster. Right now, the whole, I told him yesterday, I said the most important thing right now is not doing it fast, it's doing it right. That's the most important thing. Get it done right. I says, then the fast will come later as the more time you do it. So anyway, we got the dresser dozer done, and then he come up and asked me if he said, you want somebody full time? He said he had problems with his previous employer, and the way it was explained to me, it didn't sound like the guy was treating people very good. And I said, sure. So this is his second job here. Second thing he's done for me. The first one was a clutch in a Dodge pickup. This pickup here is a 2000 Ford, one of the Cowboys. He was heading east in the morning, and the sun was in his eyes, and he missed a corner and ran off into sagebrush and hit a rock and smashed the fender, smashed the bumper, got the hood. So front end was sitting all goofy, knocked the tire off the bead. We had another wheel and a tire. I said, here's a good project for you to learn on, bud. You can see this tow hook here's bent down a little bit. I've got an 03 sitting out back that we've went out and looked at. Everything's the same. We're going to be able to swap all the parts over. The only thing that we've got that's a little bit, we're going to have to see if we can straighten this piece here, because this is part of the whole body right here. I mean, it goes up. Yeah, it goes up. I mean, it's spot welded. I don't know if it'd be worth doing. It's all spot welded here. No, I mean, that's a lot of work to try to get that off of there. I mean, it goes clear up under here, spot welded here. I think we could just pull this corner out and it'll be all right. Well, what he did, and the biggest thing is this thing just works at a feedlot. It just drives around on the ranch. It's not real vital. It's not going to be going up and down the highway every day. I'm kind of looking at this battery box. Does that kind of look like that's not sitting square down in? Yeah, it kind of pulled that sideways a little bit, didn't it? This whole thing's kind of, it's kind of sitting like that a little bit. We got to see if we can, oh, we got to see maybe if we can straighten that out. I think the biggest thing is if we get this corner and pull this corner back, I think it'll bring most of that straighten most of that out again. You can see, yeah, it's all kind of setting up like that. But the frame and everything looks to be intact. It didn't bend the frame. The only thing that it did is that you can see back here, well, this spring here, this one's kind of straightened out, but what it did, it buckled this spring. So we got a whole another pickup out there. It buckled this spring right here, and it's got the front end sitting in there kind of, the front axle's not sitting in there square. So I told him to go ahead and yesterday, oh, and the other thing, the drag link coming off the steering gearbox, see where it buckled that steering gearbox drag link, buckled that. So I mean, we've got all the parts out there to make this thing right again. We've got the springs, we got a whole pickup sitting out there, minus an engine and transmission, but everything else, it's got the whole front end under it. It's got everything on the front end. The bumper's good, the hood's good, the fender's good, the springs and the axle, everything's good. I said, let's start. So he went out there yesterday and started pulling stuff off that, and he was going to start putting the fender and the hood and all that stuff back on there. And his name's Trent. I'll have to introduce you to him. And I says, hey Trent, why don't you, before you start putting all that shit back on there, why don't you go ahead and, you know, pull the springs off from under. It's a lot easier to get to with all that shit off of there. And then do the front end work and get all that straightened out while all that other stuff's off of there. And then once you get your front end work all done, I said, then start putting all the body bullshit back on it. Oh, yeah, that'd be a pretty good idea anyway. So anyway, yeah, we'll get him trained up. I think he's going to do fine. He's willing to work. I just noticed this is bent here too. Does that come off of there, or is that part of the, how is that, oh, how is that on there? Okay, we got to do something here. That's welded on there, ain't it? We can straighten that out though. We can get the torch and pull that back straight where the bumper mounts. That's what we'll do. We'll straighten this out and just heat it up, straighten it back out where the bumper mounts on there the way it's supposed to. But it didn't get the radiator or nothing. And the other thing we need to change on it's pop the airbag on it, and that other pickup's got, they're both manual transmissions. That one's an 03, this one's a 2000, and 99 to 04, pretty much everything was the same. I told him, I said, I just go unbolt the whole damn steering column and pull it out of that one and stick it in this one. We'll keep this one and we'll get a, I don't know, we can use parts off the column or something with it. And the other thing, the door's not quite setting. We got to adjust this door. It kind of sprung that door a little bit. The gap up here at the top is not setting square anymore. Setting square on the bottom and sealing up. You can see up here we got a gap at the top, so we got to adjust these hinges or do something there. Most of the time you can adjust those right here and shove the top of the door in. Try to get it to seal up against, seat up against the seal. So yeah, that's a good project for him to learn on. I know I'm talking a lot. For those of you, I just wanted to give you an update. It's been a while since I've made a video, you know, since hiring him on and trying to get him transitioned into this thing and getting into the wintertime routine and trying to get some of this stuff done. I mean, it's been getting calls out every day out in the field for the potato guys are still trying to mud out their potatoes. We've been getting lots and lots of rain, and it's just been crazy. Trying to get any kind of anything harvest wise has been pretty bad. So I just want to give you an update on this, some other projects that are going on. This is a 2012 Peterbilt, and he had the 559 code in it. Well, long story short, injector return flow test, and you're supposed to have 200 milliliters of return fuel. Hang on a second. Anyways, this one here, you're supposed to have 200 milliliters on the, high pressure return flow test. You're supposed to have 200 milliliters in 60 seconds. Well, we had over 200 milliliters in 15 seconds. And we had 450 milliliters in 35 seconds, and the jug I had was full, so we had to cut it off. And I called him. He said, just order 6 of them. And he said, this one's a CM2250. He said, pull the top off that common rail pump and see what kind of plungers it's got in it. Well, here's the top. Here's the plungers. This one's got ceramic plungers. See the white? That's the ones that kill these CM2250s. That's what kills them right there, is that we pulled the rollers, the cam followers out too, and he said change those too. So we got 6 injectors, and we got the updated plungers coming for it, and we got some new rollers coming for it. The strikes kind of screwed everything up for parts wise. You can't get any parts. We were getting parts for a while the strike was going on. But basically what's happened is all the non-union warehouses have pretty much depleted their inventory and are empty. And the Milan, which is the main distribution hub for John Deere, Milan, Illinois, that's where everything's getting pulled from right now, because all the other warehouses in the Milan is running on a skeleton crew, and they can't get stuff out. So I've had parts on order for this for quite a while, and I'm waiting on parts. So I don't know when that's going to show up. I got a 7030 outside. It's got a VGT actuator that's bad on it, I'm waiting on. I got another 7830 over that's got a bad hitch controller. I'm waiting on that. I got a 6715 John Deere in Doris that's got a bad hydraulic pump. I'm waiting on that. I mean, it's pretty bad right now with John Deere. So anyways, these parts are supposed to be in next week. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you guys. I started making a video. Here's the 18 speed that I've got to eventually. He wants to rebuild this one too anyway, so eventually we're going to rebuild this 18 speed. The 13's been going up and down the road every day making loads. So this is a 4R100 that came out of that 2000 Ford. This is your turbine shaft right here. I completely rebuilt this transmission. I put a shift kit in. As you can see, here's the intermediate band, and here's all the frictions and seals and everything. And here's the pump gears. I put a couple new pump gears in it. They were all scratched up. Here's all the components and boost valves and things like that from the shift kit. And anyway, maybe I'll video putting that back in there and driving. It ain't going to be much of a video, but I promise you I'm going to try to get some more videos out and keep them coming for you guys. So anyway, I need to introduce you to Trent anyway. So I know some of you guys probably don't like me talking too much, but I had to give you an update. It was all the things that are going on. I haven't made any videos lately, just been too damn busy to do it. So I know I got to, my wife, she chewed my ass. You better get some videos out. And I said, okay. So anyways, I tried to give you as much information as possible, and I know I forgot. I'm just thinking while I'm talking here. There's tons of other things that I've done, and a large portion of the things that goes on here, you only see just a small portion of the things that I do, and people think that, and I'm not bragging, they just see the videos that I make and go, man, this guy works hard. You only see a small portion of it. So I mean, I got all these diesel pickups. I mean, we got a long block 6.7 here that we got to stick in this 2012. We got to get the heads off this Duramax. It's been sitting here for a year. Thank God my customers, my ranch customers over there, got another one that they've been using, and they weren't no big push for it. But that's why I got this kid on. He's going to start learning all that stuff, and we're going to teach him. So anyways, I guess I better get after it. And I got to get that thing lifted up and get it on a transmission jack and get it underneath this pickup and stick it in there. Okay, everybody. This is Trent. He's my new hand here. Say hello, Trent.
How's it going?
Okay. He's working on this old wrecked Cowboys pickup here. We're gonna try to get this straightened out here in a little bit. He's getting the springs out from under it. We're gonna hook a come along. Try to straighten this out. Whatever this module is in here, I don't know if that's... I'm not really sure what that module is. I've never had to change one, but it's... You can see it's pulled the pins out of it where it's... The connector is on top of it, so I'd say it's probably junk. That's probably why the check engine light's on now. But anyway, while he's working on that, I know what everybody's going to say. How come you didn't have this on the lift and put the transmission in? Because I already had another one over here on the lift at the time when I started on this one. So that's just where it wound up at. So we finally got this one jacked up high enough and got it sitting on blocks here, and got the tires blocked where it don't roll off the blocks and smash me. And we're going to try to install the transmission now, but I need a light. Okay, let's put this light here on the frame rail and let's start going up. Let's see, where can I put that? Somewhere maybe it might stay, actually. I think this might be metal under here, and I think this is back when they still made something that was metal. I'm gonna turn the camera off and then turn it back on because I'm gonna flip you upside down here. Okay, so now we're going to put the transmission in, which is pretty easy on an automatic. You don't really got to spline anything up. You just line it up and pop it in there. If the jack goes high enough, I got her jacked up off the ground quite a ways. Harbor Freight jack, I think she's about the end of her lifespan here. I think they were only like 300 bucks. It's done quite. I got a good Norco jack sitting there. There's a transmission on it sitting at home in the shop, so I've been using this one. Waiting for the rebuild kit to show up for that 24 valve Cummins. I ordered it, but it has not appeared yet. I'll tell you what, this COVID deal, it's got everything so fucked up. The freight, I mean everything, the parts. And you got, yeah, I'm just about as high as I can go. Must be about out of oil in this thing or something. I mean, it ought to go higher than that. Piece of shit thing anyway, huh? Well, I'd have to let the damn pickup down a little bit to get the... Okay, so we got her stabbed in there. Something nice about having a little bit of help now. It's sure is nice. I'm usually by myself and I eventually get it usually, but between the two of us, it's kind of nice having a set of eyeballs on one end, the other guy on the other end shoving on it. Okay, there's the dipstick tube. I gotta get the fill tube in it. Get this top. Okay, I gotta find that damn fill tube. I remember. Okay, where in the hell is it at? Right there. There's the fill tube. And it's got a bolt. It's got an ear on it. The bolt goes through that. Okay, I think this one here I don't know if this one's had a body lift. I know it's got a suspension lift, but I don't know if it's had a body lift. It seems like it's just a little bit easier to deal with than some of the other ones are. Okay, now I can get that bolt in there. Cooler lines. Let's see here. All right. Get in there, boy. Okay. All right. Cooler lines. What in the hell is that? Someone got their rice rocket wound it tight. Got the rubber band wound tight in that one. Hope his gerbil didn't die. I gotta get a 16mm for those. And then torque converter. Torque converter. I like the studded ones instead of the ones with the bolts. You can just tighten them up. Just got a bar on the ring gear here and just rolling it around. What I could do, got an idea. Probably tighten that up really tight. Do it. Oh, I thought it was going to do it. Not going to do it. Press and stroke. car. Well, 2 more to go. Alright, we're in the process of trying to get the transfer case stabbed. See, the angle is way off. Oh, I can't. What the hell? There we go. Jack's trying to slide out from underneath it. Oh. Ugh. Okay. Maybe. Oh, you fucking bastard. Jack. Jack to stay up underneath it. There we go. Okay. What's that? Oh, I got it. I'm not used to having any. I'm always been by myself. I'm not used to having any help, so I probably should ask for it when I need it, but I just used to struggling. I got the transfer case splined up. I used to just put them on my chest and use my knees and throw them in there, but I just can't seem to do that anymore. Okay. Alright, so I got 12 quarts in and it's going to take some more. Leave the dipstick out of it and leave the front drive line out of it, because you never know. I might be pulling it back out to fix something I didn't do right. I know somebody will get on here, yo, why don't you put a reman in there? Because you don't learn how to do fucking anything if that's all you do is change out remans your whole life, you fucking monkey. Be a mechanic and start doing something for yourself. Tired of hearing that shit. Yeah, if you make mistakes, rectify your mistakes. Yeah, you might lose some money, but that's what nobody wants to do, is lose any money this day and age. God forbid. Then they don't know shit. Any monkey can go in there and change a transmission out and stick a new one in there. I'm sorry, I'm ranting, but I just get tired of hearing that shit all the time. And this thing isn't wanting to start because it's got bad glow plugs, I think, and those batteries don't appear to be why is that doing that? Okay, I got something going on with the starter. Now let's see if it'll even attempt to move. It's got glow plug problems, so the check engine light's going to be on. The transfer case. Going forward. Got reverse. Good sign. Well, me, Trent, and Dukas here. Sorry, let me put this seatbelt on. Son of a bitch gonna drive me crazy. So I already test drove it once, guys, and it wasn't shifting. One thing is the shift tube where the Torx head bolts meet. There's a little ear on the shift tube that holds the shift cable. It was all loose because the Torx bolts were loose, so we got that fixed. So now that we've got that fixed, now the shift indicator's off. We got to adjust the shift indicator, which is a little plastic deal down here. I'm going to show Trent that so he knows what to do there when you get one of these. So we want the shift indicator lining up with the marks on the dash. So it still wasn't shifting after we fixed that. And then we actually started looking at circuit diagrams and shift points and all stuff. And anyways, the range sensor was out of adjustment. Seems like that's too high a gear though. I don't know. Like it's starting out in too high of a gear or something. Like it's in second, like it's not in first gear. It shifted right there. I'll tell you what, you never get any rain around here, and then when it does come, it never will quit.
Well,
Seems like it starts out a little high. I don't know. Or a little, I don't know. Seems a little different. Here's that. Third.
Yeah. There's fourth.
There's fourth. The service engine light's on because it's got all the glow plugs on this bank, 2, 4, 6, and 8. It's showing circuit codes for that, so we were going to look at that when we got back, but we wanted to get it to where it would move first and figure out what the hell's going on with the transmission. There's never more of a sinking feeling in your gut knowing that you got to pull the son of a bitch back out of there and go, what the hell did I do wrong? There's a special tool, the service manual says, to line up the range sensor. Well, I just got under there when we were troubleshooting here, and there's a line on the black part of it and a line on the outer part of it, and I just lined them up, and that's when it started shifting. So obviously it wasn't seeing the right voltage from the range sensor. I guess we'll turn around down here because we got behind Slowpoke here. Either that or I'll go through Mount Hebron and go around him, but
Downshifted to third.
Downshifted. Now I put a shift kit in this, guys, and there's a calibration plate that you install between the accumulator valve body and basically the case, and it tells you that you can, if you want firmer shifts, you can drain the oil back out of it, pull the filter back off, and you can pull that accumulator valve body out, and you can take a drill bit that's 10 thousandths bigger, which they did not provide in the kit, but you can enlarge the holes 10 thousandths for firmer shifts, which I don't know. We'll just see what it does. I want to get out here and stomp on it. You must have thermostats stuck open on this thing too, because it ain't warming up. I mean, it should have been warmed up by now. It ain't hardly blowing no hot air out the damn heater. It's not very warm.
Yeah, it's better than most ranch pickups around here.
Yeah, that ain't very good though. I think he needs thermostat in it. I'm gonna start out from the very beginning. See if it says first on there, 1 when we stop.
Yep, 1.
Okay. It just seems like it's kind of lugging starting out. Yeah, see, it's in second all the time. It never shifted.
Jump right to 3. There's 4. Because there's like a mid shift in that. I'm wondering if it's not catching up with this. If it's telling it to shift and it's not.
Oh. I bet our lights flashing on the overdrive. Go back out of that and then go into continuous memory duty code. CM's, I think, continuous memory codes is what it's called. 1 and 2 shift fault. Okay. Okay, now I've got somewhere to start when I get back. I got a feeling we got something going on there. 1 to 2 shift fault. I thought it was starting out a little bit fast and it was kind of lugging it and it wasn't really seeming like it was in first gear. But the PCM was saying it was in first gear when it wasn't. It's not going to be anything basically internal, like, you know, clutch packs or anything like that. It's going to be something like shift valve or something like that. I'll tell you what, if you ever want to fucking try your patience on something, start doing one of these automatic transmissions, you got to be a pretty good mechanic to get these things right. They can be really, I'm sure if the guys that do them every day probably are pretty good at them, but let's go I'm gonna turn around and go this way. That way we don't have to deal with the traffic. I wonder if we got manual first. See, I'm in manual first and it's still in second, I think. Yeah, it's still in second even in manual first. No, you kind of feel a little bit there for shift. It's like first, I got to see what clutch packs are supposed to be engaged in first. See, it shifted. Should be second now. Should be going to third. How come we're not going? Uh-oh. Let me start over. I gotta get the shift indicator fixed in the son of a bitch.
Start that one here.
Say now. Well, folks, I guess I'll keep you updated. I'll get back and we'll see if we can find out why it's not shifting. It's not downshifting into first. It's actually not even starting out, really, I don't think, in first all the way. Let's see what's going on with that, and I'll be back. Well, guys, I found my problem, why I had no first gear. So I pulled they call it the lower main valve body off, and then there's the upper main valve body where I wanted to look at this 1 to 2 shift valve. I said, man, solenoids were working, everything was operating, good line pressure. So I'll pull it off and looky there. I don't know, this is the only valve body that I didn't do anything with when I rebuilt the transmission. Okay, and here's the 1 to 2 shift valve right here. Okay, it goes back against spring tension right there, which is not really stringing very well, I don't think. Wonder if I got something going on with that, because it don't really seem to be. Get my light here. Should be a string in there, shouldn't there? Or is this? Or was this supposed to be the spring for it? Because this spring was all jammed sideways in here. I gotta look at the book and see where that spring is supposed to be located at. I thought the return spring was down here. And there's that shift valve there. There's the manual valve. Let me look in the book, guys. See where that spring came from. That's a little odd. Okay, guys, so that return spring for that spool was in the proper location, but it was all jammed in there sideways and had the spool jammed. What it was doing, it wasn't returning the spool back to where it was supposed to be, or not letting it come over, I'm not sure, but it goes on the end of it over there in that cavity, because the plug goes in the end on this end, and it just goes right over the end of that spool. So I got to go figure if I can find a spring. I got a shift kit in there. We'll see if there's anything that'll match up close to it. I doubt it. I'll probably have to order a spring. I don't know why. I never had that part apart when I did this whole thing. I never had. All right, guys, I got that spring on there. So what that spring does, this is the 1 to 2 shift valve. I'm not sure if it's de-stroked or stroked in first, but anyways, what it does is it returns the spool that direction when you take the oil off of it for either first or second. I'm not sure which one it is. I'd have to look. But now I got to go get the book. There's some ball checks here. There's going to be one here, and there's obviously a one here. There's a 1/4 inch ones and some 5/16 ones, and I got some new ones. I'm going to go put them in there, and then put a new filter on it, clean the pan back out on it, put this lower valve body back on, torque it to 90 inch-pounds, and then put the pan back on and pour oil in it and go test drive it. Alright, guys, I know there's gonna be glow plug codes in there. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, and 8. I'm gonna go ahead and erase them for now. That way when I'm driving it, I don't see check engine lights, and I just want to know that nothing else is going on. That'll be a tomorrow type situation. I still got to adjust the shift indicator. Oh man, we have gotten some rain. We can't whine about not having any water now. I mean, boy, it's plenty wet. Yeah, that's first gear. Let me put this damn seatbelt on, this chiming son of a gun. Trent, he went home. Yes, that's first gear. That's normal. Is that door? Yeah, door ajar somewhere. Let me find the door ajar, guys. I got a door open here somewhere. It'd be this one. Go drive her down the road and see what she does, huh? He definitely has he's got a thermostat stuck open here too. Second, get down here on a good straightaway and yeah, it's starting out in first now. That's what we want. No good when they're starting out in second gear. Third. I mean, I could probably pull that plate out of that what they call the calibration plate out above the accumulator valve body and enlarge the holes a little bit to where it'll shift a little harder, but I think it'll be all right. I'll ask him. I'll let him drive it for a while and see if he wants to mess with that a little bit or what. So now that we got a good straightaway, let's start out from first, second, third, fourth, and count the shifts. Okay. First gear. Second gear. Third gear. Fourth gear. It's kind of intermediate, you know. There's intermediate in there. I forget about that. It almost acts like a 5-speed. She's shifting in all the gears now. We got all the gears again. We're gonna take her around the loop here. It's about 10 miles around. Make sure it downshifts when you know, you should be able to downshift there. That downshifted fine. Alright, well guys, I'll let you know if anything comes up on this, but I think I got it. I've never seen a return spring for a shift valve get hammered sideways inside the bore like that. You know, I kept looking at this thing and I kept telling Trent, I said, it's a shift valve. I said, that shift valve is stuck in second gear. I said, the shift solenoids are, when the PCM's commanding it on and off, they're working the way they're supposed to. It's not throwing any circuit codes. I said, it's a shift valve. So I knew, you know, the internal guts like clutch packs, I knew all that stuff was right. All the one-way clutches, I triple check that stuff, you know, make sure that you've got the one-way clutches, the roller sprags into the right way, that way the clutch drum is locking up the right direction and freewheeling the right direction. So I always triple check that stuff, so I knew it was right. So anyway, I don't know, I was sitting there thinking, I wonder when I took brake clean and solvent and was blowing those valve bodies out really hard with compressed air, and I wonder if I blew that spring sideways with compressed air. The only thing I can really think of, to be honest with you. I don't know, it's really strange. So anyways guys, I think I got this thing. I'm gonna have to fix the glow plugs tomorrow, and then I'm gonna call Colton tonight, he's the owner, and ask him if he wants to put a thermostat in this thing, because it's obviously stuck open. I mean, it never gets hardly above the cold line there driving it around. So anyway, I thought that was a chip. He does have a chip in this thing. Anyways guys, so I'll catch you on the next one.